Now, all the focus has been on these high-profile activists or political prisoners, as they are being called, who finally got bail this week under UAPA. But the fact is, many people, innocent people, also suffer because of the anti-terror law provisions. Only yesterday, two accused, Mohammad Irfan and Mohammad Ilyas, were cleared of all UPA charges 9 years after they were arrested. They were released from the Taloja jail in Navi Mumbai on Tuesday night. They were accused of being part of a Lashkar-e-Toiba plot to kill politicians. Three other suspects, Mohammad Muzammil, Mohammad Sadiq and Mohammad Akram, were convicted and sent to 10 years in jail. This happened in Nanded in Maharashtra.
दोस्तों गवर्नमेंट से कि मुझे वापस बेगुनाहों को वापस अंदर ना डाले और मेरे जैसे और भी जो लोग हैं उनको भी ना डाले। बस उम्मीद यही है कि बस मैं एक सुकून से एक अच्छा नागरिक बन के इस मुल्क में, इस देश में अपनी ज़िंदगी गुजारूं और माशरे में जो है तो लोगों के सामने बैठूं, उठूं, इज़्ज़त से रहूं और मेरी इज़्ज़त भी हो एक आम लोगों की तरह या कोई अच्छे लोग की तरह, कि मुझे कोई आतंकवाद बोलकर ना पुकारे, न कोई आतंकवाद बोल के मेरे बारे में सोचे, तो मैं इनोसेंट पहले था और हूँ और इंशाल्लाह रहूँगा।
So let's then set the stage for our face-off today, where we are going to be joined by two of the country's top lawyers. Are anti-terror laws being misused? Why are conviction rates in UAPA so low? Is UAPA being used by governments to crush political dissent? Should there be guidelines for the use of UAPA? My guests on the face-off, Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, senior advocate and Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party, Supreme Court senior lawyer, and C. Aryama Sundaram, also senior advocate. Appreciate both of you joining me on the show tonight. Let's come to legal eagles, and I'm going to get you both to give your perspectives on the central question I want to raise. Has the time come to review these anti-terror laws? And I want to just give the statistic, Dr. Singhvi, so that you can start off. 7,840 people arrested since 2015, only 155 convicted. Does that mean that there is something flawed in the way the UAPA is being used, the anti-terror laws are being used? Do they need a review?
Rajdeep, let me give a slightly nuanced answer, but very specific. I don't think the UAPA can be done away with, repealed, abrogated, because it is intended to fight terrorism. Point one, yes. Point two, they are misused for purposes for which they were not intended. That's the real problem. Now, it's all very well to say, as we say, the law will take its own course. I have charged you with UAPA. If you are innocent, you will get off. That, according to me, is a meaningless and a largely hollow answer. By the time the law takes its own course, untold misery is caused. Judges ultimately get it right. They do give you bail. But by that time, you have suffered a lot. Therefore, the real question is, these laws are meant to be used bona fide with correct thresholds applied by the executive. Let me give you an example. The heart of the UAPA, and this is important to be a little technical here, the heart of the UAPA is the definition of unlawful activity in 2O. And the other heart of it is section 15, terrorist activity. Both have very clear thresholds. Succession, territorial integrity of India, I provoke you to succeed, or terrorist activities including possession of explosive material, causing death, etc. Now, this threshold, the judge may get it right after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years of you suffering and, languishing in jail. But the question is, why in the first place does the police force, the state authority, initiate under this? This threshold is clear. Take, for example, this very case, and I'm not talking about the bail because the Supreme Court has rightly not interfered with bail. Bail jurisprudence is established. You don't interfere with bail on the first date or in the interim. But why should these people, let us assume I don't agree with them, you don't agree with them, I would not protest in that way, you would not speak the same as they did. By no stretch of imagination can 2O or 15 terrorist activity or provoking or promoting secession from India be applied against them. Now, what the police and the executive does is they initiate it. And then they say, you will get bail, the law will take its own course. So the answer to your question is, while the law may be required for extreme terrorism cases, either you need to control, sensitize, and not become a Rambo state on the rampage, or you need to amend these sections. amending these sections may have the effect of throwing the baby out with the water, because genuine terrorists may get away. But the point is that if you don't do it, you are punishing innocent people. Even proceeding against people with these sections.
You use the word Rambo state, and I'll come to you again in a moment, because in your Rambo state definition, there are question marks over the executive, there are question marks over the police, there are also question marks over the lower courts. It's the lower courts who refuse to give these girls bail every time they applied for it. So let's be clear, the lower courts seem to be happy to play along with the police and what the state wants. So their role also.
5 seconds, Rajdeep, before Arima replies.
Yes.
The lower courts, by and large, let me tell you, not this case. If you take the average statistics of sedition cases and these cases, according to me, have acquitted themselves rather handsomely. They have acquitted themselves by fairly robust judgments. But the point is not that. According to me, in this case, there was no business for the lower court not to grant bail in the first state. But the point is not that. The point is, ultimately, the courts, be it the lower court or the high court, will get it right. But as they say, as Keynes said, in the long run, we are all dead. Maybe in the medium term, we are all dead.
Okay.
We have suffered long enough. Therefore, that's no good to say that they will get it right.
Sir, the fact is, if there are unlawful, wrongful arrests, there is something wrong with the system. Aryama Sundaram, is there